Pascal Siakam has solidified himself as one of the most versatile power forwards in the NBA. With continuous improvements year after year, Siakam is playing at an all-NBA level and has become the Raptors' best player since Kawhi Leonard left in 2019. However, Siakam was somehow passed on 26 times in the 2016 NBA draft. These teams passed up on a do-it-all point forward and an elite defensive stopper with the ability to guard all 5 positions. But how did Siakam fall all the way to the late first round? Well, I researched all 26 players drafted before Raptors star Pascal Siakam and found out where they are now in 2023. Without further ado, let's get started. At number 1, we have Ben Simmons. He missed his first full season with a fractured foot, but since then he's been one of the better forwards in the NBA with his passing and defensive abilities. He requested a trade out of Philadelphia in 2021, so he did not play the full 2022 season, but now he is on the Nets and he's been playing pretty well as of late, and he's looking more like his former self, so I wish him all the best and hopefully he can lead the Nets to a championship. At number 2, we have Brandon Ingram. He came over in the Anthony Davis trade in 2019 after becoming one of the better young players on the Lakers. He was most improved player in 2020, and he continued that into 2022 where he helped lead the Pelicans to the playoffs. He's been injured for most of the 2023 season so far with a toe injury, but once he comes back, the Pelicans are going to be an absolutely formidable force. They're already near the top of the West now, and they're going to be even better once Ingram gets healthy. At number 3, we have Jaylen Brown. He's continued to improve his game year after year and is the second option on the Celtics to Jason Tatum. He helped lead the Celtics to the finals just last season, and he's looking to do the same next season along with Tatum. Brown is easily one of the best two-way forwards in the game, and as long as him and Tatum stay healthy, they should be a formidable duo for the Celtics, and maybe it will lead to more championships and finals appearances in the future. At number 4, we have DRAGAN Bender. He played for the Suns for 3 seasons, then he played with the Bucks and Warriors in the 2020 season. Now he's playing professionally in Spain after a 2-year stint in the Israeli Basketball Premier League. He actually was injured for the 2022 season with an ACL tear, but unfortunately he had another ACL tear in December 2022, and now he is out for the rest of the season. At number 5, we have KRIS Dunn. He played 1 season with Minnesota, 3 with Chicago, which were his best seasons. Then he played 1 with Atlanta and 1 with Portland in 2022. And now he is on the Wizards G League team, which is the Capital City Go-Go. At number 6, we have Buddy Hield. He was involved in the DeMarcus Cousins trade early on in his career, which sent him to the Kings. He's developed into one of the best volume shooters in the NBA, and now he's on the Pacers doing the same type of things. He makes over 4 3-pointers a game, and with his scoring prowess, the Pacers may be able to make the playoffs. Buddy has been one of the most consistent shooters, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. At number 7, we have Jamal Murray. He's been the second option to Nikola Jokic for quite some time now. He just came off an ACL tear that he suffered in 2021. He's been playing pretty good as of late. He looks like the old Jamal Murray that we saw in the 2020 bubble. And the good part is he's just entering his prime, so he should have a great career ahead of them, and he should have multiple All-Star appearances when it's all said and done, and maybe even win a championship with Nikola Jokic. At number 8, we have Marquese Chriss. He played for Phoenix for 2 seasons, then he played with Houston and Cleveland in 2019, then the Warriors in 2020. He also played with the Warriors in 2021 for 2 games before fracturing his foot, then the Warriors traded him to San Antonio. He also played with Dallas in 2022, then he was traded to Houston in the Christian Wood trade, then waived by the Thunder in October 2022 after he was traded by Houston in a salary dump. He's currently a free agent, and I don't know where he's playing right now. At number 9, we have Jakob Poeltl. He came over in the DeMar DeRozan Kawhi Leonard trade back in 2018, and he's been a really good center for the Spurs. He has been involved in some trade rumors because he is one of the older players on the Spurs, despite only being around 27 years old. But regardless, he is one of the better centers in the NBA. He's not a super flashy guy. He's not an all-star level player, but he can do pretty much everything you want in a center. He can pass, he can play defense, he can block shots, he can really do everything on the court, and he's been super valuable for the Spurs. Number 10, we have THON Maker. He played for Milwaukee for 2.5 seasons, then he was traded to Detroit in 2019, then he was with Detroit through the 2020 season, then he played with Cleveland in 2021, then he played in the Israeli Basketball Premier League and the Long Island Nets in the G League in 2022, and now he's currently playing in the CBA for the 2023 season. At number 11, we have DOMANTAS Sabonis. He's been a catalyst in the Kings' surge this year to try and end their 16-year playoff drought. He came over in the Tyrese Halliburton trade last year after developing into an all-star in Indiana. He's definitely one of the best centers in the NBA. Great rebounder, great passer, can pretty much score from all three levels, so he's been super valuable for the Kings, and him and De'Aaron Fox should form a nice tandem and hopefully lead the Kings to the playoffs. At number 12, we have TAUREAN Prince. He's been a good 3-and-D role player throughout the course of his career with Atlanta, with Brooklyn, with Cleveland, and now he's with Minnesota pretty much doing the same thing. Not much else to say about him, but he's just a really good 3-point shooter. Like I said, also a good defender, and he's been super valuable in the NBA because of that. At number 13, we have Georgios Papagiannis. He was with Sacramento for 1.5 seasons, then he was traded to Portland during the 2018 season, and ever since then he's been playing for a well-known Greek pro team called Panathinaikos. At number 14, we have DENZEL Valentine. He played for Chicago for 5 full seasons until 2021, but he was injured during the entirety of the 2019 season. Then he played for Cleveland and Utah in 2022, and now he's currently on the Maine Celtics, which is the Celtics G League team. At number 15, we have Juancho Hernan-Gomez. He played for Denver for 3.5 seasons, then with Minnesota for 1.5 seasons, then he was with Boston, San Antonio, and Utah for the 2022 season, and now he's currently on the Toronto Raptors, and he's been a solid stretch big throughout the course of his career. At number 16, we have GEORGIOS YABUSELE. He played with Boston in the 2018 and 2019 seasons. Then he's been playing with Real Madrid since 2021 and is now under contract with them until 2025 after extending his contract for 3 more years. At number 17, we have Wade Baldwin IV. He played for Memphis for 1 season, Portland for 2 seasons, and now he's currently in the Israeli Basketball Premier League and the EuroLeague. He's on a 2-year deal after previous stints in the G League, EuroLeague, and a German Pro League. At number 18, we have Henry Ellenson. He played for Detroit for 2.5 seasons, then the Knicks for half a season, then he played with Brooklyn in 2020 for 5 games, then he was with Toronto in 2021 for only 2 games on a 10-day contract, and now he's been playing pro in Spain for the past 2 years. At number 19, we have MALIK BEASLEY. He's been one of the best volume 3-point shooters in the NBA during his time with Denver and Minnesota. Now he is in Utah after being involved in the Rudy Gobert trade, and he's been doing those same things for them. He should have a long NBA career if he continues his good 3-point shooting, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. At number 20, we have KRIS LEVERT, originally drafted by the Pacers, then traded to Brooklyn. He had a nice career with the Nets. Then he was involved in the James Harden trade, which sent him to Indiana. Then he was actually traded to Cleveland, and he's been a solid role player for them. He was expected to be kind of a breakout star for the Nets and Pacers, but injuries have kind of derailed those hopes. Even then, he's still a really good role player, very shifty guard, can do a little bit of everything on the court, and I'm wishing him all the best with Cleveland. At number 21, we have DeAndre Bembry. He played for Atlanta for 4 seasons, Toronto for 1 season, then he was with Brooklyn and Milwaukee in 2022, but unfortunately he tore his right ACL and MCL in March 2022 with the Bucks, and he hasn't played since. Hopefully his injury recovery is going well, as he was one of the better perimeter defenders in the NBA. At number 22, we have Malachi Richardson. He played for Sacramento for 1.5 seasons, Toronto for 1.5 seasons, and then he had various stints in the G League, Israeli Basketball Premier League, and in Italy, but he has been playing in the Polish Basketball League for the past 2 years. At number 23, we have Ante Zizic. He played for Cleveland for 3 seasons from 2018 to 2020. Then he played in the Israeli Basketball Premier League for 2 seasons, and now he's signed with a club in Turkey that has won the past 2 EuroLeague championships. At number 24, we have Timothé LUWAWU-CABAROT. He played for Philadelphia for 2 seasons, then he was with OKC in Chicago in 2019. Then he actually had his best season in Brooklyn in 2020, where he averaged nearly 8 points on nearly 39% from 3. He also was with them in 2021. Then he played with Atlanta in the 2022 season, then was waived by the Suns in October 2022 after the preseason. Then he signed with a EuroLeague team in Italy shortly after, and that's where he is right now. At number 25, we have Bryce Johnson. He played for the Clippers for 1.5 seasons, Memphis for half a season, then he played for various overseas teams since in France and Ukraine. Then he last signed with a team in a Japanese Pro League in July of 2021, but there's no news on where he is now, but it looks like he's still playing in Japan based on his Twitter. At number 26, we have Furkan Korkmaz. He's been with the Sixers for his whole career, but unfortunately he's kind of fallen out of their rotation. But even then, I think he could really serve the Sixers well with his excellent three-point shooting, and maybe even other teams if the Sixers want to trade him. Regardless, he is a really good three-point shooter and provides some length and size at the forward and guard positions, so hopefully he gets some more opportunities, whether that's with the Sixers or with another team. So that is what happened to all 26 players drafted before Pascal Siakam. Let me know if there's any players you guys want me to do next. I'm open to any ideas. Always like making these types of research videos for you guys. So I would appreciate the feedback in the comments for anything you want me to improve or do better for next video. But yeah, like I said, if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know down below. So hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.